Welcome to Kingdom Grand, the jewel of the continent, Capernia. Here today is New Development Day. What, you got something with Capernia?
I mean, it's a funny word.
It's a continent, whatever. All right, we're going to start this over.
It's like every word's a funny word, kind of.
Welcome to Kingdom Grand, the jewel of the continent, Capernia. Today is New Development Day, where we have the different factions in Kingdom Grand showing off their developments and exciting new technologies that they've been working on. There are 5 factions: the Protectors of the Old Gods, the Unbound, Nature's Pathway, the Industrialists, and of course, the Arcane Registry. Each faction is here today set up in the town square in Kingdom Grand to show off their goods, services, and wares. This is a very bright and sunny day with a lot of cheerful, happy voices ringing through the streets and a lot of exciting new things in the air. We will first turn to the Protectors of the Old Gods. There we see a medic booth set up for miracles, healing, and services with any of the gods. The Protectors of the Old Gods stand for all religions in Kingdom Grand as a unified front to help others. There we will get to meet Baz.
Yep, Baz is a small little goblin who is just kind of decked out like just a typical adventurer with a lot of pockets and kind of like leather armor and such. And he's just helping people, bandaging them up, doing what he can, providing some. Let's see. He'd probably be using the cantrip friends on them to just like as they come through and buy, just because he wants to make friends with everybody. And he'd be like asking him what god they believe in, and then forgetting it about a few seconds later, being like, just may the gods be with you, kind of thing.
Very cool. That is Baz, and you can pick up a flyer today to help remember the old gods.
Yep, he would be like making sure they're folded and like very, very neatly, and like putting them in their pockets, like, and making sure they have like an extra one, and maybe
OCD
yeah. Don't forget to hand this out to your other friends.
Very good. We then travel over to Nature's Pathway, who have set up a station of organic plants.
Actually, Bramble has several animals around him, and I will roll for those now with my bag of tricks.
There we go.
All right, this is a D8. Yeah, bag of tricks. We have with him a direwolf.
Whoa.
A badger, and a boar, as well as a giant elf, and an owl that he has on his shoulder.
Why are they not attacking?
He convinced them not to.
He answered so nice.
Direwolf, just be chill today.
He's just letting the kids come up. It's like running a petting zoo, essentially.
Aww,
Are you just going like ah?
They're all like,
Bramble is in fact a Disney princess.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Baz
Hey,
would be
what
very
does
fresh.
Bramble look like?
He's a knightly figure, except his armor is made of wood. He carries a long sword at his hip and has a shawl of spring leaves. He's wearing his helmet, which is also made of wood. So you can't see much of his face, but he's wearing like homemade green and brown clothing. But for some reason it is like immaculate, which is strange for someone who lives in the woods. So, yeah.
Very cool. Over in the corner, we also see another member of Nature's Pathway.
You see Elodie. She is also knightly figure. However, her armor is not made of wood. Instead, it is made out of metal. She's actually wearing like plate armor, and parts of it have been frosted over. She looks like she's covered in lichen, and her armor looks really old. Like it's been well worn, there's cuts in it, scratches and stuff like that, but it still looks pretty well maintained. She is standing over by a bunch of winter plants, and it looks like she was engaging in a pleasant conversation at first, and now this person is just decided to do small talk, and so she's like backing away slowly, trying to leave the conversation, but she's trying to be polite because she has to be, but she's just like, somebody get me out of here.
We've all been there before. Make sure to support Nature's Pathway, who are trying to rebalance nature in the world. We will then head over to the Unbound tent. The Unbound represent the people who are everyday folk, farmers, builders, construction workers, people who don't have access to terribly powerful magical items or ruling power. The Unbound is standing for the everyman. And there we will see, what's your character's name?
Callister.
Callister, that's right. Still working on that one.
You see Callister standing behind the table, and he's talking to what looks like a fairly large group of people. He's like, what we might not have in magical powers and flash, we make up for in heart. I'm standing for you, the farmers, and you, the tradesmen. We need to bound together to make sure that no one can have power over one another. And he's trying to just be very showmanshiply to try and get recruits and that kind of thing. He looks like almost like a nobleman of or maybe someone who's trying to like dress like a nobleman who doesn't look like born to it. But it almost looks like a costume. Not like cheap costume, but in terms of, just costume-esque, like it's a performance. He wears a blue vest and a shoulder cape. You see a blue-hilted rapier and sword strapped to his side, and he has a very, let's say, Chuck from Chuck, Zachary Levi kind of handsomeness. But a little bit quirky looking kind of look to him.
There we go.
Yeah.
And you can support the Unbound if you yourself believe you have been put down by those with greater power.
Anyone who's been bullied. We'll take anyone who's been bullied.
Mm-hmm.
You just got all of the
Yes.
Fine, that's it. The Unbound's the perfect choice. But
We
actually,
then go over to the oldest faction in Kingdom Grand, one of the oldest forces in this kingdom, the Arcane Registry, with a profound and prolific experience in magical items, spells, incantations. Here they have set up a interesting display of different floating and mesmerizing magical items, from a top that never stops spinning to a contest to see who can move an immovable rod, to many other fun items like a portable hole and a bag of holding. They are showing off of their magical items, and there we see Hilda.
So you see a tall, very goth woman with long black hair, dark makeup, a long black coat, holding a little rat dog who has no hair and a tongue hanging out the side of its mouth, shaking and also growling at people as they approach. And she's very calmly stroking her hairless dog. And on her hip, she's got a deck of tarot cards that are kind of bound together in leather and kind of have like a magical sheen to them, sort of iridescent. And she's just standing by all of the magical displays, kind of stroking her dog, saying, "Well, we have magic. You can see it. It's what more do you want me to say? It's cool. It's magic. Please don't touch Jojo. He does not like it. Just look at the magic." And that's Hilda.
If you believe you have the power to access deep and powerful magical powers, you might be interested in the Yeah, arcane registry.
If you have a power to access the power.
yeah.
You said the Ark. I was like, that's a cool nickname for the Ark and Registry.
The Ark.
I like
Interesting.
that. That's cool.
Pretty
All
sick.
right, might put that as canon. Last
11.
but certainly not least, as one of the newest factions in Kingdom Grand, we have the Industrialists. The faction based on technology and the ever pushing forward of mankind, with new developments that they are showing off. The brand new floating deck, a place that anyone can stand on, and then it will rise up into the air to give you a bird's eye view of the festival. The implications here for this technology are still yet untapped, as there are many more uses for levitation, though they call it the flying deck. And there we will also see Rayan.
Yeah, so what is going to happen here is the festival in a large area is going to hear a whir, like an engine coming to life. And then the first thing that those people will see rising above the crowd is golden blonde hair, the same color of fields of wheat growing. And then as this entity keeps rising, you'll see the face of an elf. That will progressively rise into a golden cloak, or sorry, not a golden, a green cloak, green like the forest, with golden filigree with flower motifs as this person rises above the crowd. And then this entity, this individual, Rayan, will speak into a microphone and say, "Look at what the industrialists have accomplished. Our artificers have been able to accomplish things without magic. Anyone can use these tools." And as you hear this, it kind of sounds tinny, which is something that the audience doesn't really understand. They think that it just kind of sounds funny. But, you know, we as players and people understand it kind of sounds tinny. And yeah, that's Rain's introduction.
Do you
He's
want to do
making
a
the entrance.
performance check to see how many kids leave the petting zoo?
Ooh,
Roll it.
absolutely. Let's do
Roll
it. Let's
it.
do it. Hold on. Let me see my modifiers.
The first roll. Oh no, you had technically
Yeah,
the first roll with
It
the
wasn't
animals,
a D20 though.
but this is the first
Skill check.
check.
Spell check.
Normally I think I can only have one animal at
Okay,
a time, but I figured it was okay.
I rolled a 13.
Okay. Definitely will get everyone's attention. Everyone will applaud. You will see a few kids running from the different stands to go gawk at this amazing platform, this technological revolution, as flying has only been something that only very powerful magical users has had access to.
You
Yeah.
do see Hilda pick up her dog Jojo and go, "Oh Jojo, even you could cast the fly spell."
Bramble like turns around for a moment to kind of look at the animals, and he's sort of describing to the kids like different things about them. Like he turns away from the kids and says yeah, this is the badger, and he can dig very interesting ways, and he can burrow through little tunnels, and then as soon as he turns around, like half the kids are gone.
LOD is going to use this opportunity to back away from the small talk conversation and just kind of hide behind the tent a little bit. Not that she's like really hiding, she just kind of moves away and like he turns around for a second and she's just gone.
There we go. Finally got out of that awkward situation. That if you believe technology is the way of the future, you might want to join the industrialists. As the sun is now set straight overhead, we have reached the midday where food has come out and performers are out. We have different street vendors and musicians performing. You all are to gather together as the new United Front. Each one of you represents a member of a new force that Kingdom Grand is employing. You are the fighters, one each, well, except for Nature's Pathway has two, but one member each from each faction to represent the factions as a unified group together.
Called the Avengers.
The
Just kidding.
Adventures?
No, I was
The Avengers.
Oh, the Avengers.
That's copyright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Justice League.
That's also copyright.
X-Men?
There we go.
X-Force!
For now, it'll be the United Front.
The United Front. Okay.
And you are to gather together. You know, in a few hours, you are to meet at the industrialists' booth to broadcast your voices for one of the first times using a new interesting device that they have developed, similar to our modern-day radio. They have a device, and you will all get to speak for your factions. But before then, I will turn the time over to you players, as you can now poke around the festival, enjoy the sunshine and the activities, and have fun.
I immediately go over to Ryan. Rayan?
Rayan.
Yeah.
I go over to Rayan to kind of sulk about all the kids that left my.
Yeah, I think that what'll happen is like the whir of this floating deck will just kind of die down as it gets closer to the ground, so that and Rayan will kind of gesture over for one of the other industrialists to come over to take kids on a ride on this contraption.
That's quite a contraption you got there.
Yes, isn't it wonderful? It's certainly revolutionized the way that I've been able to grow crops at Argent Industries.
Yes, and the ride, that's kind of cheating, isn't it? I mean, the kids could take a ride on the giant elk back there, but I guess they were more interested in the technology.
Well, in my experience, giant elk don't necessarily fly. It's not quite a substitute good. I would say that they both have their place, but this is different.
Certainly one is more dangerous than the other.
I know.
I hope you're
ever
having them all sign waivers.
The newest industrial
I was just like, ooh.
invention.
OSHA has been invented now.
not yet.
Yeah, not yet. We got a few
An
hundred.
NPC named something OSHA.
I'll take a note now.
Oh my lord. It's like, I apologize that my industrialist invention has taken away from the people who were probably at your stand, but I'm
That's all
sure
right.
I'm sure they will all come to your petting zoo at some point today.
Well, it's more of an educational. Yeah, okay, sure, petting zoo. That's fine.
The shade being thrown?
I think I'm being shadier on accident than I intend to be.
I mean, you just said that elk is inferior to your
I said that they're not substitute goods. They're different.
Well, actually, you said that they don't fly. I'm pretty sure I've heard of some famous elk that do fly.
Oh.
Yes, they pull a fat man through the sky. don't you hear about these elk that they come around like once a year?
Oh
no.
The one that is that the one that enslaved all the elves and made that, like, gave them dwarfism and forced them to create contraptions?
Yeah, I heard they were gnomes.
Gnomes. Oh.
Yeah, and they were like just misrepresented as elves.
Oh, I see. Sounds like a messy subject.
Yeah, really, really weird. But I mean, I like the things he hands out, except for when he hands me a stupid black rock every year.
Santa is canon now.
Well, I never said he was
is
Santa
Santa
Claus.
canon real, or is Santa canon?
I just said
no
a
one
fat
just told
man.
him
No,
that he's not real.
How
I still believe in Santa.
how well trained is your dire wolf?
No one tell him.
I guess that's up to Andy.
Decently trained.
So normally the bag of tricks animals are not immediately friendly to you. However, I imagine over some time he has convinced them.
At the high level you can absolutely control them.
Yeah.
You won't be able to do like any complex things with them,
Yeah.
but not eating children is definitely
Yeah.
in your wheelhouse.
I say that
The last
because
of us
my
will
little
go
dog is certainly yapping at your dire wolf. Like, trying to pick a fight with your dire wolf. I'm like,
What's he
Jojo.
saying?
Probably just swearing them out.
yeah, cussing him out. Like, blimey, you big dog! What are you doing here? You don't mind me, you coward! You big, fluffy, horrible piece!
I love the idea of this tiny dog having like the deepest, most British Cockney.
Well, no, my thought was that like you can understand animals, right?
Yeah.
But it's such a thick accent, you still can't understand it.
I've got to be honest, I don't really understand what your dog is saying.
Blimey, you deaf bastard! You gotta understand me! 3 beef livers now!
He seems to be under the impression that he can take on the dire wolf. I'm not really sure how that's going to work.
My Jojo is very strong.
Okay.
He's got a big heart
Yeah,
and a big mind.
All right.
Not a dog.
I think I know what an animal is. I have seen dogs. I have seen rats.
Have you? Have you?
Was that meant to be an insult? Because rats are actually very loving and intelligent creatures.
They are adorable creatures. Yes. However, thou has a rat, not a dog.
Well,
It is impersonating a
please
dog.
excuse me, Fräulein LD, but I will give your bones to my dog to chew on.
I'd
So
like
let
to
us
see you
not
try.
be like this.
That's his line.
Oh, yes, knows the dungeon master exists.
You can just break the fourth law, the fourth wall.
Fourth
Are
wall.
thou all right?
Oh yeah, I'm fine. I'm just wanting to see what good food there is. Is there any like unique like carny foods?
There's definitely a lot of carny foods. You have a new breaded treat where they take hot oil and they dip whatever you can think of in bread and put it in the
here you
oil.
go,
Oh,
Baz.
oh.
I hand you a good berry.
Oh,
That's all the nutrition you're gonna need.
oh,
today.
thanks. And he'll eat it, but he'll still be like, do you have anything that's vegan? I'm not really about the whole oil thing.
Yeah, over at Nature's Pathway, they
Oil?
definitely have.
Oil can be vegan.
they definitely have.
Well, I assumed it was like a fatty oil. That was just my assumption.
Yeah, it's probably.
I'm like,
an
Baz
animal
doesn't
oil.
know.
Yeah, I've just heard greasy foods are not for vegans.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
not even vegan.
I'm-
He's just kind of
He's just trying.
Yeah,
he's
he's
just
trying.
doing his best.
I
I'm
don't
just
know.
raised not being vegan,
I'm
so
gonna-
I'm trying.
I'm gonna point Ryan's gonna point Baz to a Argent Industries stand where they are selling Goodberry smoothies and say there's not even a single bit of oil. You'll eat it, you'll drink this and feel more refreshed than you've ever felt in your entire life.
Whoa, thank you.
It's got more nutrition than you could even ever want out of a single day's worth of food.
All right. Well, what flavor of Goodberry do they got?
Ooh, it's gonna be very berry. It's gonna be some mixed berries,
There
but
we
you
go.
can have whatever flavor you want. Like if you want like a good berry and banana smoothie,
Yeah,
we
I
got
would-
that for
I
you.
was
That
thinking, like-
just tastes like banana.
Is it artificial flavoring?
So the good berries will like. So Rayan has a special ability to be able to make the good berries into whatever kind of berry he wants. So like
You
they could
feel
be
like you have to keep
tomatoes.
upstaging me. I don't understand.
I apologize.
You know what?
That's all right.
I'll put it on the
I-
top like a cherry.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
I
Don't worry.
apologize. My stage quite literally rose.
Yeah.
You
But-
literally upstaged.
Since we have some time and since your animals probably could use a break from being touched and handled by children all day, this might be a good opportunity to feed them. Would you like
I've
some
already
food?
taken care of that. I can take care of my animals, thank you very much. And first of all, my animals, I shouldn't say that because they're not mine.
They're
They're
God's
the forest
animals.
Well, I suppose you could look at it that way. If you
We are all God's animals.
What?
Yep, we're own creatures created for their purposes. I should say gods. Sorry.
Speaking nonsense again.
don't know what to
Rayan's
tell
just
you.
gonna
It's a
smile and be
compliment.
like, uh-huh.
That's racist.
It's like,
It's actually speciesist.
Oh, you
Um,
heard that? All right.
I just want your terminology to be correct.
Thou art an interesting individual.
Oh, well, thank you.
Callister is currently just checking in with the Cirque, making sure everyone's good for tonight's performance at
Ooh.
the after party. And
Yeah.
Yeah, there will be an after
Have I
party.
name dropped the Cirque yet?
No, what is the
no,
Cirque?
No, this is Countess Countess McFadden's Myriad Cirque.
Yes.
Yeah, they're one of the sponsors of the festival.
They are definitely one of the sponsors.
McFadden's what?
Myriad Cirque.
Elodie's actually going to go over towards the circus because that sounds interesting.
Yeah, Rand's actually going to be specifically looking for Callister.
Oh, interesting. Well, you see a giant, cirque pavilion tent walking inside. Near the front, you see performers like stretching, getting limber, prepping for tonight's performance at the after party. That's where my character will be.
Yes.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You wanted to visit?
So yeah, Rayan is going to walk up to Callister, be like, Callister, good friends.
Rain, right?
That's right, yes.
Yes. Hello, good sir.
Hello.
How can I help you?
Well, perhaps you saw earlier today my demonstration of the flying board that the industrialists have created.
Yes, quite impressive that.
Yes. I'm sure that someone with as much skill in entertainment as you can see that that could be a very interesting addition to your circus.
That it might be, absolutely. We usually just strap things down to the poles of the tent when it comes to lifting things high, but something that lifts itself, I could see the benefit in that, absolutely.
Yeah, it opens many new opportunities for your performers, and I thought that I could probably ask the industrialists for a little discount for you. What do you think about it?
I think that would be very much appreciated.
Ooh, alrighty.
I will absolutely talk with my other performers. Let me send some of them over to take a ride on it so they can get a feel for it. And then we'll see how it goes.
I would love for that. I would also love if you would take the time to also witness what this is like so that you have a more first-hand experience of the product before you buy it. I'm a good business person, as you know, and I don't want you to buy something without loving it first.
Right, I completely agree. I'm a little busy at the moment, making sure our performers are going to be set for tonight's show, but I'll be over there shortly.
Lovely.
Very good.
Pleasure doing business with you. And I am excited to see the after party.
It's going to be quite a show.
Can I receive any insider secrets as to what this after party is going to look like tonight?
Let's just say the guests are going to see some things that they've never seen before.
Ooh, very exciting. Well, I'll leave you to your preparations.
Very good.
Okay. In this time, what is everyone else doing? What is LED doing?
She's actually, seeing that you're going to go talk to him, she's actually going to kind of venture off a little bit. She is going to try to interact with Hilda. She's just kind of standing there awkwardly. She's not quite sure what to say. But she's going to kind of approach and be like, I am sorry for insulting thine dog. It appeared to be a rat.
Oh, it's okay. I don't care.
She's a little confused by this because it seemed like you very much did care. She thinks you're kind of lying to her, but she isn't sure what to say. So she's just gonna awkwardly just stand there. She doesn't leave. She just kind of stands there, not doing anything.
Oh, I've been there before.
I would, offer to tell you how you die or something, but...
Bramble comes
That
up.
is information I already have, my dear.
Bramble
I
comes
know,
up
it
behind
was
you.
a joke.
Oh, I did not understand. How was that humorous?
You are here now?
I'm behind you because I don't want it to be awkward between you two. And I just put my hand on your shoulder. I'm like, okay, that's, you don't want to really
Your
trust
hand
her.
is like all cold now.
I'm wearing gloves. It's okay.
You don't want to trust me?
Yeah, her, the readings are not exactly super accurate.
Just because you do not like that I say your weight loss plan will not work, does not mean that it is my fault. Just because I am saying that is true does not mean that I'm a bad person. If you want me to lie to you, I can lie to you, but wouldn't that make me a worse person?
Oh, no, I'm not... Okay, you know what? Do what you want, I suppose.
Lying is not always bad. it per se. I find it quite humorous.
So that is what you find humorous?
I do, yes.
Okay.
Sarcasm, I guess? Sarcasm is kind of like lying.
That is what it is called, yes!
Yeah.
I was unsure of the proper terminology. I've been away from most people for some time.
Oh, I could not tell.
That is hilarious!
Yeah.
I like that, yes.
Yes, well, are you enjoying this festival?
No. See, that was lying. Sarcasm, there we are.
Oh, good. What about, you, Bamble?
Bramble.
Bamble.
Sure. It's, not exactly my scene, but I'm doing my best to represent the nature's pathway, I suppose. I'm here.
He is interested in the children looking at the animals. Unfortunately, they were all distracted and now are on a death contraption.
I know. Looking at this thing, usually, I get the visions or I pull the cards and says, oh, there's danger. This time I just needed my eyeballs to know that people were in danger on that thing.
Agreed. It looks like the children are screaming. That seems less than ideal. Perhaps we should go save them. And she grabs her, she has this chain around her belt that is, around her waist that has like 2 steel balls on it. And she kind of grabs it and drops it and she's going to start approaching
Okay,
to
hold on
destroy the creature.
No.
Sometimes screams are screams of joy.
Yeah, the
I think
children
they're
are
enjoying
like
themselves.
laughing and screaming like it's a roller coaster, basically.
when it goes up and down.
Thou are saying it is joyful
It might be
screams?
dangerous, but, as a child, you like to...
We must save the children.
Okay.
They are screaming.
Okay, all right.
No,
Why don't we go over here? And he, turns you over to the food stands.
Will you tell me if they have, fantasy sauerkraut?
The
all
most German
out,
food.
sorry.
It's called sweet kraut.
Sweet kraut. It's called Brot Best.
Oh, they have brunch best here. My favorite.
Goodness, I thought, I hate to say it, but the food in Kingdom
Don't worry,
Grand-
I got you some. I was getting food for everybody.
Oh,
Did you ask how exactly they made the meat there? It's not...
They killed animals.
Well, of course they did.
I
but
never
was
said I was eating it. I
Course.
said I was getting for you guys.
Do they have any fantasy funnel cakes?
I would.
Throw fantasy in front of a normal fair.
Well, here's the thing. Hilda's
Is there
from
fantasy bread?
Germany.
I literally said there was fried
steak.
goods, and it's a new development. So of course they have funnel cakes.
So is it, it's locally grown then and organic?
I think
Are they
so.
grass-fed? They're allowed to roam free, right?
Was it-
I didn't.
See, these are
I
important
could go back and
questions
ask.
Wait,
No, I can
wait.
go
Did you get it from the industrialist booth?
I think
Because
so.
I'm trying not to eat micro magics. So I'm trying.
Definitely a lot of micro magic.
I don't want to eat
Yeah.
micro magics.
I don't know.
Thou art surrounded by magic 24/7. Thou art already consuming the micro magics.
That is neither here nor there. I don't want to eat
We can't escape
the
it.
industrialist micro magics.
Oh, thou art just prejudice. Understood.
Yeah. I like to say pretentious, not prejudice.
Why would that be better?
Look, I just want organic, non-MMO.
What then? Can I feed it to your dog?
Oh, Jojo would love it.
So the dog can have the
The tongue just flops on it.
Yeah. Baz is not going anywhere near the dog, but he'll offer for you to give it to it.
Here's the dog, and he's like, "Blimey, someone with common sense around."
Do you not feed your dog? He
No.
seems ravenous.
He is just a growing boy. He's very hungry.
Oh,
I
I
thought
mean, whatever
that
you
dog
say.
was as old as I.
But, you know, he can still grow. He's growing in his heart.
Oh,
That
that's...
seems like an important health concern.
You should take him to the vet.
He's
not
fine.
good.
You can ask him. You talk to the animals. You talk to him. He's
well-
fine.
Jojo, do you feel like your heart is going to burst out of your chest?
What the hell got out of that? I don't want to eat my treat. If you're not gonna bring me a hot dog, bugger off.
You can have mine. I give him mine that Baz gave me. What a strange animal.
Every time you come around, you keep asking me questions. How's me health? How's me skin?
Is she treating you all right?
Bloody hell. She puts lotion on me. She brushes me hair.
She plan on skinning it?
I've got 3 different outfits. I fed 9 times a day.
9 times?
I just like to check up on you. It's not a big deal. Enjoy your wieners.
Not sponsored.
Not.
Hashtag not sponsored.
I love that enjoy your wieners is what really got you to break there.
Well, I'm gonna go use, like, after I bring them the food, I'm gonna go use my slippers of spider climb and just walk along the walls, just handing out flyers, just talking to people about the protectors, because I've been at the medic booth all day.
Yeah. Great time for you to hand out flyers. On the flyers it says, "Do you believe in gods? Join the protectors." And it's got a convenient location for people to come and visit the place.
I'll just be telling people, like, we got a God for everyone, whatever you believe in, even if you don't think it's the best, like, we got gods for everything.
Baz is like, you get a god, and you get a god, and you get a god.
Be like, oh, you don't feel like there's a god for that? I'm pretty sure. Yep, there's a god for that.
Except for peace. There's no god of peace, so.
Ooh,
Ouch.
sensitive
No, we do have a
subject.
new god of
I'm
peace.
just kidding.
Spelled Piece.
Okay.
Peace.
Oh.
And his name is Reese.
Reese's Piece.
Oh my gosh.
It's
I was
the of peace and chocolate and peanut butter.
I was thinking more like a piece of cake or something. I don't know.
I was
But
thinking
that's
like
good.
the god of arms or something, because people carry around their peace, But maybe it's different than that.
Yeah, I guess people are still sensitive to the whole like LDAF situation, and it's hard to get people on our side with the whole like debacle a few years ago with the angels and whatnot.
Yeah, it seems like many from your organization were quick to start worshiping them.
They are part of it. Ain't no more with us.
What?
I understand.
Awkward.
Well, I want to go on your flying death machine, please.
Dost thou have a death wish?
Perfect. I was just about to try to find a few more people to go on the flying.
At this point, you'll see Callister and a couple of his performers come to check it out.
Ooh, okay. Here's what we're gonna do. So, we're going to start up the flying deck. It's going to start rising. What do you two do?
Step on.
So it's a big wooden platform, and underneath you see a metal propeller that is spinning around, and you even feel a light breeze coming off of it from the air currents that it's generating. There are metal handrails welded all up alongside, with the exception of the very front has a very carnival-esque kind of thing where you lift the latch and you open it. The platform itself can hold about 15 people a person, and on each corner of the platform is also a viewing glass. So while you're up in the air, then you can look out and see your house from the floating platform. The industrialists also have little candies that they give out while while you're rising up. Some people have motion sickness to the sudden movement, and so if you could suck on a little candy, that helps with motion sickness.
Okay, so something that Rayan is going to specifically be doing, and these will be taken off as soon as this flying deck comes back down. But because there are the circus performers, Rayan is going to cast a modified version of Thorn Whip to create these basically vines that are going to hang off the edges of this flying craft for the circus performers to be able to interact with and
cool.
swing underneath.
Yeah, that's really awesome.
Yes.
Right, lads, give it a go. Give it a good tug. Make sure it's secure and whatnot.
You have to walk up a staircase to get onto the platform, so you're already a bit above everyone, and then it will start to rise up.
There's no way that's secure.
Yeah.
He just mutters to himself as he's watching it
Hild
go
is
up.
walking around like, on the handrails and can I roll sleight of hand?
Absolutely.
Olivia is just gonna watch.
That's a 14.
Okay. Do you have any modifier to that? It's just straight 14.
That is with my modifier.
Okay. Everyone is very distracted at the platform itself. You're not really watching the people on it. You are definitely more in awe of the presence itself, rising up and down. You, with your sleight of hand, are able to place a magical device onto the platform. This device will give the Arcane Registry information about how the flying platform works. And this is leading into one of our big mechanics of this game. Each player has their own secret objectives. Now, for this episode, I will actually blatantly call it out when you have completed your secret objective. However, the audience will know these secret objectives, but at the table, you will not know when other players have completed their secret objectives, with the exception of today's game. This is more to introduce the mechanics of it. Hilda has completed their secret objective, which is to gain information on how the flying platform works for the Arcane Registry. Maybe getting into some trade secrets. But yeah, you're able to hide it pretty easily on the underside of it by a lot of the other... it seems like balancing and the welded joints of it. You have a pretty good belief that it won't be discovered for quite a while, allowing you to possibly retrieve it after the festivities.
Okay.
First person done with their secret objective. Well done.
Alrighty, Callister, what are you thinking while your circus performers are swinging around and beneath this flying deck?
How high are we?
Ooh, good question.
It goes
How high are we?
pretty
Yeah, how
high.
high do
It's
you wanna
higher than any of the other buildings in Kingdom Grand. As such, when you rise up, you are level with the keep, the castle that is set up high on the hill. So we're talking a good 5 or 6 stories up into the air.
Okay.
So much so that wind chills everyone on the platform as we are higher up.
I really trust these circus performers not to fall.
Not to fall to their death.
Your poor performers, their muscles are probably getting cold, so probably get sore and stiff.
They have performed in every environment imaginable. This is honestly nothing to them.
But you certainly can't really be thinking of buying something for your circus, right?
Look, I investigate all opportunities I have to improve my shows and my circus. And this is no different.
Well, I'll just say that, the whole point of a circus to me is, it's a human spirit, human feats and souls. There's something very not human about this. I think it would cheapen the act of human.
The show is absolutely centered and focused on the skill and abilities of our performers. But there's definitely a lot of mechanics that need to happen behind the scenes to make some of the things possible. So this, to me, just might be another tool in our arsenal.
Well, if you want to cheapen your show like that, I won't stop you.
I do appreciate your opinion.
Rain is going to interject, saying, "Listen, your opinion is appreciated, Hilda, but it are the poles that keep the circus tent up, and the trapezes, and the high beams, and all of these other things also. Are they also cheapening this experience by not having it completely focus on the skill of the performers? I think that this is just another tool."
Well, you know, in regards to the show, you know, I cannot see the future. Oh, wait, I can. So, take it as you will.
I will. Thank you, actually, for your input. I usually try and look at two sides of any different coin before I make my decision, so thank you.
Baz was walking underneath there and be like, wow, that's really cool. This could never be cheapened in any way.
We do not hear because the
Yeah,
fan
for
is too
sure.
loud.
I get you.
I'm pretty sure I
You
heard
guys are on the ground still,
Yeah,
right? You
we're-
three are on the
we're-
ground,
we're-
you three are up in the air.
Baz,
Yeah.
do not stand underneath the death machine.
Oh, I'll have
Get
faith.
back.
Faith, come be with me.
Faith
Come
is
have faith
useless.
with me.
No, get
Come.
back over. Fine. And
This-
she's gonna walk over.
See, this is faith. This is exactly what this is.
You guys.
You are living. Go. Come.
Yes.
Let's leave.
That's what faith is. It's
That-
having
no.
belief that thing ain't gonna fall on us.
Elodie, I'm pretty sure I heard a spinning blade under that thing. You might
But
not want to stand under it
I'm
with
trying
him.
to get the goblin to not be under here. I can withstand death. He cannot. I've already cheated it like 97 times.
97. Very exact.
Come on,
She must
please.
have a lot of faith.
Yeah.
Can we see them down
God
there?
has forsaken me.
With
They
the
will forsake you.
spyglasses, you
Come.
can absolutely peer down and you can see them there. Being that high up, though, everyone is looking very small, like ants. And you see the city just with people traveling all about.
Okay. I'm gonna cast message to Baz, and I'm seeing him down there. I'm like, oh, what's this guy again? And I'm gonna lean over and cast message and just be like, oh, Baz, you must trust in me. You have to move out from under the machine.
Be like, oh no, I'll move when it comes down.
Hilda bangs her.
Elodie is just gonna. Can she pick up Baz?
After
Yeah. I mean,
after a few
yeah, you
minutes,
can.
the platform
Okay.
will start to lower, and there
She's
are
gonna pick up Baz and
attendees.
start running.
There are attendees who
That'll
clear out the
figure out.
area for safety.
For sure. Like, Baz isn't stupid. Like, I got okay intelligence. Like, I just
Just
was looking up at it.
enjoying
Like,
the
like
spectacle.
using my mage hand to hold my smoothie.
Yeah, so the platform is going to lower, and I think that Rayan is going to have seen Baz and Elodie, and is going to come up to talk to you.
That was really cool.
She's gonna sit down Baz.
Oh my gosh, was this like a piggyback? Was Baz on your
picked him up,
shoulder?
kind of
Yeah.
like when you
Like a
pick up a
stuffed
child,
animal.
but you don't want to hold it
Yeah.
next to you,
Yep.
so you kind
He-
of
he
hold
wouldn't
it
have
away
refused.
from you.
Baz was just down.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was really cool. I mean, I don't know how the thing works. I mean, you must have a lot of faith that it's going to fly.
Honestly, I have so much faith. I think it would be a very lovely faith trial for some of your protectors of the old gods.
You know, if they agree to it, they can go. I'm a pass.
You're gonna pass?
Yep. I like my feet being right here.
Weren't you walking on walls earlier?
Yeah.
Hmm.
But my feet are stuck to them.
Well, your feet would be stuck to this too.
Yeah, but what's that stuck to?
The air.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay down here.
I'm gonna go talk to the performers who were hanging underneath. Unbeknownst to anyone, they weren't just testing the stability of the platform, but they were watching the festival and seeing if there was any chaos or danger that might be about.
There are a lot of things to see from the festival view. Seeing that the spyglasses do give you a really big bird's eye view, you do see a large group of people in very stately robes, dresses, the finest of wares, and they seem to have a small contingent of guards around them, touring around the fair. You recognize, as you land, you glance over in their direction, you recognize these are some of the last judges in the kingdom. Kingdom Grand has suffered many losses in its history, including the royal family has now been either slain or disbanded. These judges represent kind of the last of the
Old regime.
the old regime that is not faction-based. They are not related to any of the factions. They are kind of the last keepers of wards for the kingdom. But yeah, they're touring around. They're visiting all the booths.
Yep.
They do have the small contingent of cards. You do know that they are scheduled to be one of the last rides for the platform.
You probably wouldn't see any danger anyway, because JoJo's on top of the platform.
Yeah,
I
you're
think that
all
that's immortal.
safe from JoJo. For now.
I want to imagine that JoJo is yapping so loud that Bramble just hears like,
Just
What is
constant
this?
swearing.
What is this? Why are we up here? Hilda, what is this?
Kids, get off my lawn!
Why are there people swinging from below
Did
this?
Bramble or LOD want to ride on the platform as well?
I think Ryan was actually
Yeah.
going to speak.
Yeah, I was going to say, Elodie, would you like to try out the platform?
Well, it did cause the children to scream, didn't it?
Yes, with delight.
I am curious.
I mean,
Very well.
if you passed 97 times on there for like 98, they ain't gonna make no difference.
I agree. I was more concerned about the young ones. I don't like seeing children scared or dead.
I agree there.
Fair. I would also not like to see children dead. A little.
That's
Why
I
are we
was-
all pointing out the obvious?
But obviously
Elodie
they're
always
all
points out the
safe.
obvious.
And Elodie, haven't you ever heard children telling scary stories around a campfire? A little bit of fear never hurt anybody. A little bit of thrill, I would like to call it.
I suppose that is true. However, the last time I did hear children scream, it was the Dead Wars. And I don't like recalling that.
That is fair.
But I would like to investigate this contraption you've created. Did you construct it yourself, or
No, I did not. I speak for the industrialists. They like my look. They like what.
thy look is quite pleasant, yes.
Thank you, Elodie. But I did not necessarily. What's the word?
Construct.
I did not construct this. The lovely, talented, skilled artificers and scientists of the industrialists put this together.
What
They-
is this scientist you speak of? I have not heard of such a term.
They are individuals who, through trial and error, try to discover the truths of this world.
Isn't that just a wizard?
Yes, but not always necessarily magic.
But isn't everything magic?
This isn't.
Well, it sort of is.
Well, very well. I am quite curious. You have me intrigued, Ryan. I would like to see this thing. She's going to step on it. She's actually kind of excited. You can't really see her face under her helmet. You can't see any expression. But the way she steps, she kind of seems a little excited. As soon as she steps, you can also see that there's like frost that starts to spread around her. And you would notice just by being in proximity to her, any of you, that the temperature just plummets being around her. So she will step onto the platform.
It's like, I'm imagining that Rain is still on the ground while this is happening, and he notices that the air coming off of the platform is extra cool, and he's like, someone write this down. Cool air. That there's something
Refrigerator.
There's something for that. There's something like that.
LG just stands there, and then boom, you got an air conditioning.
Basically, yeah. He's like, Rayan's like, I see. There's something there. Rayan
Write
is.
that down.
Write that down. I was just imagining Legend of Korra. Varric.
Yeah, Varric.
Yeah, just like, oh, what's the name?
Julie.
Yeah,
Take
Julie.
notes.
Take notes. Take notes.
Yeah, as you
NPC
do,
just
you
starts
do
taking
snap, and you have one of your note takers run on up, and you explain everything. They're like, oh, yeah.
Yes.
And then they quickly bow and go
Blue
away.
G.
Blue G.
Blue G.
Blue
Blue
G.
G, there you
No,
go.
There we go. That's my assistant.
Instead of Julie, it's Luigi.
Blue G, I like that.
Rain is also going to talk to Bramble, or attempt to talk to Bramble, and say, "Hey, there's only a few more rides today of the flying deck. I know you've probably seen all sorts of things from all sorts of perspectives, but I think that seeing a height like this, like a bird would see through human eyes, could be quite interesting for you."
Tis
don't-
most intriguing. Please.
I don't mean to insult, but I can already do that pretty regularly, so
That-
I can just see through Kevin's eyes, and Kevin's like sitting on a tree behind me, which is my owl.
It's like, of course, I know. It's like a skilled member of Nature's Pathway like you, of course, would be able to. But what about your human eyes? You can't necessarily see views like what Kevin can see. And I don't understand Kevin at all. I can't speak to animals. Kevin could be just like basically giving me the bird version of the middle finger. And I would have no idea. I imagine he's shooting me a glare and I'm just ignoring it.
That's all right. I was hoping maybe we could chat about other things, though. Maybe while Elodie is having fun.
The platform will start to rise up in the air. You have many other guests on the platform, but they're kind of letting you have your own side of it just because you're so cold. I imagine as you're getting more excited, your armor becomes more and more frosted over, and it even is starting to invade the platform. So by the time you guys hit peak, and where it is already cold, over in your area, little drops of snow start to form around and flow off of the platform as you're condensating the air around you.
Does the blade freeze up underneath?
No, the blade is pretty far off, so the circus performers were able to hang without getting chopped to pieces.
That's good.
Luckily.
I was thinking that it's caged. Like
Yeah,
we would have like troubleshot that a little bit.
While I am up there, I'm actually going to kind of get a peek of each of the little areas of each of the factions and stuff, and kind of take a look and see how many people happen to be there.
Yeah, you definitely see a big group. Every faction kind of has their own colors to represent them. So you'll see Nature's Pathway in a lot of greens and browns. The Arcane Registry in purples and blues. The Protectors of the Old Gods are in golds and creams. You see the Industrialists in metallic kind of colors like the gold. And we'll see the Unbound in a striking red, a very deep red. You will see that each faction has their own watchers, guards, protectors for them, as you guys are the guards for the Nature's Pathway. You'll recognize that each faction seems to have a few people there who are just supposed to be there for if there's any issues or combat to protect their investments.
All right. LOD will take note of that, but continue actually having quite a bit of fun. She loves new experiences, and this is certainly new. Anyway, back to you guys.
That's awesome.
So I think that where Bramble and I are talking, as Bramble's trying to talk to me, the snow starts falling. And I think that neither of us are particularly perturbed by this. I think we look up and go, yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't even look up. He's just kind of looking around the ground level, I suppose.
Add that to the canon that's it snows when she's really happy.
Yes.
Maybe we could have a chat over here, and he sort of brings you over to his tent where the animals are.
Okay.
He just kind of goes over and... Sorry, what were you saying?
I was going to say, yeah, Rain will follow.
Okay. Yeah, he goes over and he'll take his helmet off and kind of set it on a chair and just sort of pat one of the animals, I suppose. And he says, so I need to ask you about some things. I know that you have a business regarding exports of food.
That's correct, yes.
I don't suppose there's any way we could work out a deal.
Okay, I'm listening.
I need to get supplies for other members of the Nature's Pathway, but I wanted to ask you how exactly you make the things. I wonder if we could have someone maybe inspect some of the stuff that you make? Maybe go to one of your factories and see if we can't figure out if it's up to our standards.
Oh, goodness. It's like, so you'd like a tour?
Yes, exactly.
Of course. Well, a lot of my factories are quite mechanized. The reason that I have aligned with the industrialists is because there was such a severe demand for food in Kingdom Grand after the last Dead Wars, after Eos and Skotos ravaged the lands. The farmlands even were destroyed. The kingdom was going hungry, and the industrialists offered me a way beyond my own magical abilities, or in addition to my own magical abilities, to produce enough food to help feed the kingdom. I would love to show you a little bit of what we have. And Rayan is going to pluck a little petal, a golden petal off of his filigree suit and hand it to you. And here is your golden ticket into my factory.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's really good.
That's actually really cool. I like that.
He still has one hand on, we'll say it's on the wolf or something. He actually hasn't looked at you this whole time while talking to you, so he'll take it from you and pocket it. And I sent you a message just so you can get some extra context. But
Okay.
Secret.
yes, I think that would be quite nice if we can work out some sort of trade between the two. Maybe we can offer you something besides gold.
You have my attention. There are definitely things beyond gold that someone like me can use.
I'll get some of our members in contact with you then, and I'm sure they'd be excited to take that tour.
Lovely. I'm excited to give it to them.
Perfect. Bramble has completed their secret objective, which is to set up trading relations with the industrialists. So well done there. All right. The platform has landed. And LOD is off the platform. That was a very interesting ride. We see the group of judges have kind of made their way to the center of the town square, and they're just kind of they're talking and conversing, getting drinks, and having a good time. So if you wanted to talk to any of the judges, you can. The time is getting short, though, as you will need to be giving your little speeches to the radio, introducing the world to the deeds that the United
Front.
the United Front has put together.
That
Thank
sounds
you.
like
I
an
already forgot my
airline.
own thing.
I think that what's going to happen is Rayan is going to go on top of this at the platform and use Produce Flame to just kind of make sure nothing is chilled before the judges come.
Oh, you warm
There's
everything.
You warm
so
everything
much
up.
snow. It's like a pile.
Yeah, he's going to melt the
Besides-
snow and make sure everything's still safe before
So
these
there's-
judges.
Now the person gets like rained on underneath.
I'm gonna go ahead and walk up to each of them and be like, "Oh, here's your safety pamphlet for the ride you're about to go on." And these are actually my flyers. I'm handing them. Like, here's a safety pamphlet. I'll make sure you read through this very thoroughly. Not now, after you're finished with the ride or whatever, and just hand them out to each of them.
Give me either a persuasion or a performance.
We're gonna do performance. That's a lot better. Performance. 21.
Oh, very good. Yeah, you're able to blend right in, and as you say, there's safety pamphlets. To not read until after the ride.
Yeah, so I was like, these like reading these will guarantee you safety. And this is now a little, but it will guarantee you safety.
So they'll take it, and they don't even really seem to be like looking at you. They're kind of engrossed in their situation. They take your pamphlets, and these are not just your normal pamphlets. These are particular tracking pamphlets that you were given as your secret thing.
I didn't know that.
These pamphlets have a slight magical aura. To
Interesting. Okay, cool.
them.
Plus 10,000 aura.
So that will be
Power of
that'll
Christ
be
compels you.
Baz's secret objective.
Would I have known that?
No, Baz does not know. Baz just knows he had a special stack of pamphlets for the
Interesting.
judges.
Oh, I don't know if I like that.
I'm releasing. I'm giving away a little secret hint
No, that's
to the viewers,
That's fine.
as none of you will be able to act on that.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that is the Baz's secret thing done.
Yeah. Hearing him talk to the judges about safety and whatnot, being on the floating platform myself, while it does seem safe enough, I'm like, these are some very important people that might be getting on this thing. And if possibly there was a failure, that could be very dangerous for people. So I'm going to turn to one of my performers. I'm like, hey, go get the bag. And the bag is like what you'd see stuntmen use, a big, giant, inflatable, football field-sized piece of equipment that I would like to put under when it lifts off the area of where it flies.
Okay. Yeah.
While that's going on, LOD is going to start going from booth to booth and seeing if there's a guard, and then she's going to try to spar with them.
Okay. Give me persuasion or intimidation.
We're going to do intimidation.
I figured.
Come at me with all your strength.
Alright.
I'm just kidding. That's from the Star Wars show.
That is going to be an 18 plus 6 to intimidate.
Very intimidating.
Let me roll for the different
We
factions.
shall fight.
Okay.
Just make sure you put a disclaimer.
Oh
not
wait.
to the death.
Yeah, okay.
We will not fight to the death. I have been informed I should now specify that.
You got an
After last
18?
week's incident.
You got an 18?
18 plus 6.
Oh, you got 24. Okay.
Ooh.
She's a little scary.
Well, I rolled above 17 for 4 of the 5 factions. Only one faction will spar with you. This is going to be the industrialists.
Interesting.
The rest of them will politely, yet a little bit shakenly, turn it down, as they have heard the power that nature's pathway can produce with the taming of nature itself. However, the industrialists do have someone wearing a suit of metal armor. However, in between the joints of each of the armor, you see there's an extra design piece on these, and it seems to be reinforced joints in them. And the person says, yeah, I'd like to give it a go. So I'll have you roll 2 attack rolls, and then they're going to also roll 2 attack rolls. It'll be the first to score a wound.
I need a calculator. Hold on.
Unless you want to use any special attacks or anything, if you want to. We'll say, what's your initiative?
My initiative is plus 2.
Okay, give me a roll on initiative to see who goes first, actually.
Oh, definitely not her. She got a 5.
Okay, so they will be able to strike first, and they strike very quickly with a wooden sword that they have, with a 20.
Shield.
Okay, yeah, 23. You can shield.
Yeah, so that goes bad. It's still not enough to actually do anything, so she does get hit.
Okay, yeah, with a 23 to hit. That's the first strike of the thing. You were caught very off guard by how fast this guard was. This will complete your secret objective, which is to test the defenses of the different factions. It seems like the industrialists have mechanized some of their fighters, having a very significant combat advantage.
Elodie is actually kind of happy that the guy hit her.
Okay.
But she's actually like, most impressive.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that. I'll see you later. Goodbye.
Does it break your arm and you just like?
Yeah, she does. Yeah. She like just totally puts it back in the socket and walks it off, and then heads back to the rest of the group.
Okay. All right. you
Yeah,
would have
right.
seen that whole display or would have heard about it through your other people.
Yeah.
This is one of the guards and the industrialists, even just sparring is notable.
Yeah.
So yeah, you'll have that knowledge.
Okay.
Why don't we, before we continue on, why don't we take a little bit of a break?
Okay.
And I can tell you about the sponsors of this kind of episode. But we'll pause there. And if you guys want to get up and stretch, you can.
Forget what you know of magic. It's as simple as any equation. Just like basic arithmetic, it's as vast as the galaxy. What is the answer? You. Join the Arcane Registry today.
We were the first to reinvent light. Magic alone cannot solve our problems. We look to innovative uses of magic and technology to save others. The gears of progress have now started to turn and cannot be stopped. Join us, the industrialists, as we pave the path forward to a brighter future. You can be the light in these dark ages.
Welcome back, players. We are about to gather at the Industrialist's tent to give our speeches over the new device, very similar to a radio that's going to broadcast your voices out to not only the kingdom but other populated areas around the continent. And each of you, well, most of you, have been asked to speak for the United Front, and there will be someone there to introduce the United Front. And he says, "Yes, welcome, visitors. I have some special guests to present to you. The United Front, the slayers of the Red Dragon plaguing us. These are the champions of each faction, and they are here to speak. About their services and what they plan to bring here in the future. Who is first? Who wants to speak first?
Can we roll for initiative to see
Let's roll for initiative.
Oh my gosh.
We had to get that in at least one time in this episode.
22, all right.
Be
I was
prepared to be
20.
beat.
Are you sure that you want to be the one to do this?
No.
23.
Wow. All right, 23.
Yeah.
I got an 11.
Yay.
Nice.
I got 8.
Nice.
Kaz will be bringing up the rear.
I also got an 8.
I'll sort of.
Oh wait, I got a 10.
I'll sort of half shove Elodie forward then.
Okay, well,
That's the
first,
case.
before it will be... we have the first speaker from the Unbound. This is Callister.
Yes, Callister Gates, thank you so much for having me. I just wanted to welcome everyone to this new form of communication and possibly entertainment. This is an amazing thing that you've done here.
Yes, well, thank you. What can we look forward to from the Unbound bringing to the new developing world?
Yes, well, as always, the Unbound, we're always there to protect everyone, really. The Unbound will protect all who have been harmed by those who abuse power, right? We might not be the flashiest group, we might not be the most powerful, but we show up in numbers.
Very good, very good. On to the Nature's Pathway featuring Elodie.
Elodie will step forward. Hark! The world and people need healing.
I thought you were going to say Hawk Tui.
That's what I thought too.
You said Hark, and I thought you were going to say
Like, I heard Hawk
Tui.
Hawk.
I thought you said honk. Like a goose.
I meant heart. I said heart.
Heart as in
Listen.
Listen.
Right.
Okay.
Back on track.
Okay.
Sorry.
Our
sorry.
mind,
let's go.
That
our-
Here we go. Let's hop.
destroyed me.
Yeah.
I cut that?
No.
No.
No, that's Dave.
Hawk!
No, that's the wrong one. Hark.
Hark.
She's got an accent. Hark!
We gotta have a little more hard
Can we
on
get-
that
can
one,
we-
okay? Usually I don't recommend
The heart.
Can we get...
I do. It's gotta be hark. The director says hark.
Greetings! Hark. The world and people need healing. Nature's pathway shall bring balance. Goodbye. And then she's just gonna walk away.
Oh, well, that was Nature's Pathway. Short and sweet, just like fruit. That was very good for Nature's Pathway. On to the industrialists.
Ramble real quick. He just like sighs as she like runs away. He's like, "Do you need me to answer any questions?"
Yes, we would like to hear Nature's Pathway's plans for the future.
Plans for the future?
Yes, how can Nature's Pathway
We'd like
provide support?
we'd like to bring all the factions together so that we can assist the world in any way that's needed, I suppose. We want to make sure no one, I suppose, gets too much power over one another, and we can rule in sort of a communal way.
Very good, very good. Well, make sure to sing Kumbaya. That was Bramble, also from Nature's Pathway. On to the Industrialists. We are introduced into Rayan.
It's like, hello, everyone. For those of you who are not aware, my name is Rayan Argent, the owner of Argent Industries, the farms that have produced so much of the food that you are eating today. The Industrialists revolutionized what I was able to do when the kingdom needed food more than anything after years of toil from the Dead Wars. I wanted to give people food. I wanted people to stop going hungry, and the Industrialists offered me the possibility to mechanize some of my production. And in that, I've been able to help feed more people than I ever thought. The Industrialists are amazing, the things that they're able to do. All of this broadcast being transmitted throughout technology and not magic, levitating spaces, things that people can use to enhance their magical prowess, or do things that people with magic would be able to do, even if they don't have magic. Certainly, everyone can benefit from what the Industrialists are doing.
Well spoken there. I must ask, that flying contraption you have here is very interesting. Is this just the start of what the Industrialists plan to bring to Kingdom Grant?
This is only one facet of the many, many things that the Industrialists have planned. We're coming up with solutions to make food last longer. We are revolutionizing communication. There's so much, I can't even cover it all at this time.
Well, boys and girls, make sure to keep an eye on the Industrialists. They seem to be a bright light here in the future. Speaking of bright, we have one of our speakers from the registry, the Arcane Registry, the one and only Hilda.
Hello, it's so good to be here. The first thing I want to say is that here at the Arcane Registry, one thing we will never do is ramble on and on about false promises. We promise to just do the things we say to do.
Well said.
Notoriously honest Arcane Registry.
We are the oldest faction, age before beauty. So, we've got so much to offer. And one thing we plan to do is to help raise up the other factions and teach them, the things we have learned along the way. And, there's so much to look forward to. I'm always looking to the future. Okay, whatever. What do you want to ask?
You hear behind you, like on the stage, like...
Rayan uses Druidcraft to make cricket sounds as there's silence as Bramble's laughing.
Jojo second.
Well, that is surely a magnificent promise. The Arcane Registry, you know it, folks, as one of the most oldest factions. Tell me, the Arcane Registry has sometimes been a secretive faction. Is this the new way you guys will be going forward, or do you plan to share some of your magical secrets?
Well, magic is a secretive business.
Of course.
But, we do plan to share what we feel is appropriate for everyone to, help them learn a little bit about magic and teach the next generation of little witches and wizards and what have you.
Well, nothing can be said about secrets. In fact, my mother-in-law's baking recipe for pies has always been a secret, so I can understand the importance of that. Thank you for speaking. Last but certainly not least, and he'll look down, is, of course, a new member of the Protectors of the Old God. Your name is Baz.
I'll blow into the mic.
Oh, please don't.
Hey, is this thing on?
Yes.
Is it working?
It's been working the whole time.
Hey, are you sure?
Just say what you're going to say.
I'll be just talking right into it,
and
breathing in.
Just speak, Baz. The world is listening.
Baz, yep. Well, for the Protectors, been
all the gods have been around since even before all the factions, and we are here to help enlighten you to what they can do. The protectors of the old gods will protect all, even those who feel that they're a little bit sketchier. For repentance is a real thing, and forgiveness is a real thing, and we can all come to Fantasy Jesus.
Wow, that's very nice to say. There's been some conflict with the protectors being representatives of gods. Do you have anything to say about the fear that gods are oppressive and terrible beings that have plagued mortal lives for the known time?
Well, I mean, it's definitely, there has a lot to go both ways, you know? A lot of people think that, like, oh, their gods are bad and they mistreat us. But at the same time, it's just like, do we really give them the respect that they've given us? Like, they give us a lot of things, like everything we have around us came from them. Like, everything. Even magic, even tools, even the creatures, even your problems. Everything came from them. The good and the bad.
Well, call me a believer. Baz, you have definitely converted me. I must say, I'll be definitely showing up to my Sunday sermons. Well, that has been the United Front here. Remember, kids, drink your milk and have a good night. And then he flicks a switch, and then he kind of... All right, well, that was fine. Good job, you guys.
You know, you really should have mentioned that they should get their milk from local sources and make sure that it is.
Yeah, I'll make sure to put you in on the next one.
I think we all did rather well.
Make sure to sign the waiver before you leave. Yeah, we need to get your
The media release?
the media release. Yes.
We have that in fantasy.
How exactly does that work, though?
It's a thumbprint. Blood.
No, I mean, how does it get to everyone?
What happens if you perhaps have blood that isn't
Running.
liquid?
Well, to answer your question, this broadcast was broadcasted to thousands of people around Kingdom Grand. And
Yes, but how does it work? Is
I'm
it magic?
I'm the voice of the radio. You can definitely go talk to the industrialists. I'm just doing my job.
Or I'm assuming it's like a larger version of sending. That's what I have heard.
Well, the nice thing about it is it's no magic. It's purely mechanical.
See,
Well,
that I don't
that's why I say
understand.
it's like it. It's not exactly it.
Yes, well. Anyway, yes.
That doesn't make sense.
Thank you. You can go.
I don't like it. All right.
That's okay, I
Are we
don't
going?
like you
Are
either.
we going to your Cirque after party?
That's up to you, my friend.
Well,
Everyone is absolutely welcome to come.
I figure we would all go. I mean,
Of course.
I would like a party. That would be fun to go
a
to.
party after the party.
What are they
Double
doing there
parties.
exactly?
Oh, it's going to be some of the regular circus performers and acts are used to, as well as some new additions that we've added recently.
That's not exactly my scene, so.
Will
Good
that
to know.
be
It will be
snacks?
Absolutely. Fantasy popcorn, peanuts. You know.
We're just saying everything. is
Regular peanuts.
Yeah.
Regular.
There's a difference between fantasy popcorn and non-fantasy popcorn and peanuts.
The
Yeah.
fantasy
There'll be
peanuts are shaped like
popcorn
swords.
And
Yeah.
fantasy popcorn.
Yes.
It's like the
Well,
fantasy popcorn covered in like white chocolate that's like food colored into like rainbows and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing.
That does
Will
sound
there be
It's got
fantasy
apple cider on
charcuterie?
Absolutely, you know, for the, I'm not going to call it the restricted section, but, you know, for the section of other sponsors and, you know,
Are
to
we
do
in-
about people.
The very
Oh, absolutely. You are all welcome to the suite, as I call it.
Is it sweet?
The suite as in a very nice room. I don't know a better
Oh,
term
I
for it.
The fantasy suite.
A fantasy suite.
Fantasy.
As you guys step outside the tent, we can see the sun is starting to set. We see, again, kids running around with snacks, little fans running through the air, streamers in the sky, and the circus is starting to set up for
Oh, yeah,
the
man.
after party. I want Rayan to give me a perception check.
Ooh,
As
okay.
you go look over at the flying deck.
Okay. 24.
Okay. You notice the flying deck is tilted at a 10-degree angle, which is very concerning to you because this is supposed to be completely level at a 10-degree angle. I mean, you even see some of the people kind of stepping up to the front of it, kind of like you would on a boat. You already see some of the other industrialists who are around the platform who've noticed the shift in the angle.
Okay, well, people are walking onto the platform.
No, the platform is actually engaged in the air. It is starting to ascend, go higher, as we see it start to list.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Interesting.
I'm assuming by now my sick people have brought out the bag.
They tried to bring out the bag, however, the industrialists did not like them setting up anything underneath their craft because they wouldn't know if that would interfere with the fan. So you instead have a chance to give them a different order if the bag will not be needed.
Well, nets are quickly deployable, but I don't know. I don't notice what's going on.
No, the only Rayan's character would have noticed that this
I
is
assumed that my orders
worrisome.
were carried out. And,
Yes. I will say, Everett, your secret task, which was to look for any chaos, any danger, and try to prevent it, you have definitely been trying to do that. So yours, that should be every one of their secrets.
Okay. Question.
Yes.
Okay, so if I were to summon a blink dog, for example, could that get someone off the platform? By blinking around?
You might be able to get small creatures. If there's any children on there, it will be a lot harder for any adults.
Okay, what if there were multiple blink dogs?
It won't. They won't be able to like each grab a limb and do it. That won't work.
Okay.
I do have a small bird that could probably pick up a small child because they're the same size. Okay. But I don't know what's going on there. So.
Yeah. So
Small.
here's what I'm gonna do. I am going to wild shape into a bird, and I'm going to whatever smaller size bird that I can to, given my circle, to try to get onto the platform to start lowering it immediately.
Okay, to try to pilot it yourself.
Yeah.
Perfect. So you guys see suddenly Rayan vanishes and flies off as a bird over to the platform. You guys won't be able to realize that there's a concern or anything. It just looks like the platform's gone and Rayan just suddenly left. You'll get up onto the platform just in time to see the device on the platform has been
wild shape.
Oh, can I not wild shape into a flying creature?
8th level.
8th level?
Yeah, because I remember I just played a druid and I got excited when I hit 8th level. So.
Okay.
You haven't fully finished your gear, so I will say it's fine that you wild shape into a bird at this point.
It's a flightless bird that he puts engines on the back. That
I'm like,
Your little penguin with a jetpack.
yeah. I'm like, I've never played a druid before. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm fine with you getting up on the platform.
Okay.
You get up onto the platform.
Maybe I cast haste on myself and then sprint onto the platform. Yeah? To get faster?
Sure, that'll work.
I get up there.
Yeah, you're able to get up there. It's just about out of reach now of everyone else, but you're able to run and jump up on. You guys see Rayan's character run and jump on. Give me a investigation or perception check when you get on.
Ooh, I'll do perception. Okay, 22.
22. Looking at the device on the controls to. It's a very simple control. It's a lever to go up and a lever to go down. You try to move it to go down. The gears are not responding at all. It has no give in the trolley thing. This has definitely been changed or sabotaged. This is where you guys start to notice too. The platform is ever leaning more and more to the side. We're now at a noticeable 30 degrees, and everyone is now kind of got forward and they're holding to the front, and people have started to let out concerned noises like, whoa, whoa, you know, that kind of stuff.
Just eating fantasy popcorn.
Am I able to identify what the issue is?
Just the lever is just not engaging at all. There's nothing going on.
Okay.
I just am like eating fantasy popcorn, like, oh, somebody should do something about that. That's not.
How high in the air are we at this point?
We're going to say we're going up at actually a somewhat increased speed. We're now at about 30 feet up.
30 feet in the air. Okay. We're going to make some quick decisions.
Yes.
So Rain is going to have a bag of seeds that is always on him. It's in a little hidden pocket in his coat. He's going to sprinkle them, and I imagine that this platform is graded, so the seeds are going to fall through it and fall down. Let's see, what are my other options? Let's look.
Seeing the commotion, I would like to use my magic item, Wings of Flying, to fly up to the platform to talk to Rain to see if he needs any assistance.
Okay. Yeah, you'll start flying your way up.
How high up is this?
30 feet.
30 feet? Okay, I'm actually
and
going...
rising higher.
I'm going to grab my weapon, and I am going to grab a chain from my bag of holding. I bought multiple, so I'm just going to like attach them to each other, and then I'm going to attach it to my weapon, and I'm going to try to throw it and wrap it around the handle and pull it to try to keep it a little bit more stable temporarily.
Okay, that's a really interesting idea. Give me... you can try to do an attack roll.
You said how tall?
30 feet up.
30 feet? I'm going to pull off my robo-useful items and get the wooden ladder that's 24 feet long.
Okay, 24 feet long.
Yeah, I know we're short, but hey, that definitely helps.
That definitely gets up there.
I think that I'm going to call back to a move that I previously did, and I'm going to create more of those rope-like vines using Thorn Whip that aren't going to have any thorns that the industrialists on the ground can use to try to help stabilize the platform.
So you grow out these vines out, and as you do, you call down as well, and some of the other helpers are going to come and grab it up. You land on the deck, and you see the gears completely off to the side. The lever is not working at all. What'd you roll?
I got a 2.
Okay. Yeah, you give it a good chuck, and it just falls to the ground.
I'm gonna try it.
You'll be able to try it in a bit.
Elodie, climb the ladder, and then you'll get actually better.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Okay. Yeah.
You want to help me hold it down here at the bottom?
People can also, I'm assuming, climb up the vines you just made.
What exactly is going on up there?
Try to do that and see if that helps. It's 12.
It's a much lower DC, but you still miss it. Even climbing up the ladder, you still miss it.
What are you trying to do? Sorry.
She's trying to essentially wrap her weapon around the other side and try to pull down on the other side to try to level it out.
Can help
the platform stops raising up because now all these people are pulling it down and they're tying it down. And then you hear a sickening shriek of metal being torn, and the platform takes a shuddering step down. You don't hear the hum of the propellers anymore. You guys see the propellers on the underside of the thing just shatter inside the cage. And a single metal rod is sitting there.
What was that?
Okay. I, with the seeds that I have put on the ground, am going to cast plant growth to create the largest set of bushes that I can.
Okay.
To kind of break the fall of this.
That's such a big
platform.
area, man. The yard workers are gonna hate you.
Well,
we're trying to save some lives.
Yeah. It's a small price to pay.
It's like
the CERT people are ready to help with whatever you call out.
Okay.
We could use a bit of magic over here.
I look over my
If
shoulder to the rest
if
of the
they
group.
would have been smart, if they couldn't have brought the bag, they would have brought a net. But I didn't give them the command to bring a net.
They might have the trampoline.
Ah, okay.
Trampoline.
Hey, get the trap in place. We might have some people coming down.
I'm gonna turn to the arcane registry and go, by a show of hands, who knows Featherfall?
Yeah, a few of them easily raise their hand and they're like,
Okay,
oh, yeah,
if you
yeah,
could just start, get them.
yeah. They're like, yeah,
Here's the
okay.
thing, I
And they go over and they have to take concentration to aim their spells. But they will start enchanting the platform with Featherfall.
I was
and
just thinking
the
that
people.
the people. Yeah, so I could just jump.
Yeah.
Because all I could do was summon a greater demon to start catching them, but that's not what I did.
Do you see any children up there?
There are 2.
Okay.
Okay, she's gonna try to
How
get up there and
small
get
are
the kids
I
off.
can. I'm gonna
A
summon
5 and an
beast.
8-year-old.
I'll pull out a little acorn
Easy.
that's gilded, and I willed it into a whistle, and I whistle it, and a raven will come, and I will send Kevin and the raven, who I have not named, up there to grab the children, because they are small.
Okay.
So they should be the same size as a child.
How many kids are up there? Just
2.
2?
Yeah, 2. A boy and a girl. 5 and 8.
Were you able to get both with that?
My primal companion's always with me, so.
Yes? No?
You'll be able to save one of the kids.
Well, this is two birds.
Oh, you got 2? Oh,
Yeah,
all right.
summon beast and my primal companion.
With the Featherfall as well, these poor kids who are just like hanging onto the banisters suddenly get picked up and flown down, and they're like, "Wah!" They're freaking out, but they're totally safe.
I have an idea. So the vines that are attached to the other side and stuff, can I climb up that vine, get to the other side of the thing that's starting to tilt and fall, and try and grab somebody and then jump down
Sure.
and have myself brace for them so
Yeah.
that I take the hit and they don't?
Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna do that then.
Okay, you'll take falling damage, where it's going to be 5d6.
Okay, that's a lot.
50 feet.
You're right. It's not 5d6. We'll
Is
we'll
it
do
like
3d6. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, wasn't it 30 feet?
Yeah, 30 feet. Yeah. That is 13 bludgeoning damage.
Okay, how many people would I be able to grab that way?
You can grab 2.
All right. I'm just gonna keep repeating that, and then I'm gonna use my pool of healing to kind of keep myself going.
Okay.
doing that.
You'll be able to get 2 down easily. Well, actually, you'll get hit with a feather fall as you just fall, so you're not even going to take any damage actually.
Oh.
And you're able to bounce these people down.
I feel like this situation, like, okay, so like how big of a bush can I potentially create?
You can make one
Like-
definitely big enough to catch a platform.
Okay, like how far below the platform is it going to be? Like how
Uh,
far does the platform even fall?
it will slowly start to descend, and it's pretty much almost sideways at this point. But people are holding onto the railings, and they have feather fall if they let go. So the platform itself will eventually hit the ground. Between saving with the birds and you grabbing some people and
I threw some people off to bounce on the trampoline.
between the trampoline, no casualties.
Okay.
In space where the platform was is the metal rod that shredded the propellers. It is still floating there.
Oh, interesting. Sounds quite immovable.
Uh-huh.
I don't actually think my primal companion will
I fly up to it.
because he has less strength.
So that one kid dies.
Yeah. Well, I guess he can do a controlled falling, but
Well, say with all of your work,
the summon beast has 18 strength, so he.
you'll be able to save all of the
I'm
guests.
glad my
Easy,
ladder
little
did
kitty.
so
I
much.
fly up to the rod.
Yeah, you're able to fly up to the rod.
Very good.
The rod is give me a investigation check.
Didn't you say earlier? We may already be getting into this. I'll wait then.
It was Mundor. He put the.
It was Mundor.
Screw everyone else.
Right.
5.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a movable rod. So yeah, you can bring it down with you. Yeah. So you grab that. The platform is safe, And as it's descending, the announcer runs out of the tent where you guys had done the recording. It's like, "Oh, lands, just in, folks, the United Front has been able to save everyone from a near crisis as the industrialist floating platform had it looks to be a malfunction. Luckily, all people were saved, and this disaster was averted. Praises to the United Front." And then, yeah, there's a few other people like reporting, and they're like taking notes and stuff for that.
I kind of would like to take the initiative a little bit and just kind of like act like he was about to ask me questions, and I just start speaking into the mic.
Sure.
Yes, this is kind of work you can expect from us, the United Front. You see, when we have the factions all together, we can absolutely anticipate and deal with problems that arise. Yes, another successful crisis averted.
Yes, well done, well done. No doubt this is just a glimpse of what is to come from the United Front.
Do I notice this immovable rod? And do I notice
Everyone was noticing the
it?
immovable rod was just floating in the air, and we do see Callister flying up to grab it.
Callister flying up to grab it? Okay, as Callister and the like radio, I was gonna call him Radiohead, and that's just what they're called in the universe now, so sorry. As Rayan sees them, Rayan's gonna walk over and say, "This was no malfunction." It's like, I may not be intimately aware of every single device the industrialists make, but it would not be becoming of the faction that creates tools without magic to put an immovable rod inside of a device that is intended to move.
That's quite interesting. You say this was sabotage?
I try and interrupt him if I can, and just like sidebar him a little bit. Like, look, we don't want to create a panic or anything. As far as they know, it's just a malfunction. I don't think we should be spreading anything that might be taken.
You heard it here, folks. First here, the platform was sabotaged by some hooligans. Who knows? Is this the return of the Dark God? Scrotos? Nobody likes him.
Cannon.
Well, too late.
I'm gonna go over and pull Hilda aside and be like, "Oi, that was pretty scary up there, wasn't it?" Like, I want to definitely try to make sure that like we're away.
Yeah. That was weird.
Yeah. Yeah. Weren't you guys doing like displays earlier with like portable holes, bag of holdings, movable rods?
Do you think I put it in there?
No. You know, just like the gods, hands have a mysterious way of working their way around certain places. I just was wondering if you knew anything about it. So,
about the immovable rods that almost killed all those people?
I mean, I believe that's what I said.
Yeah, so I don't know. So the thing about an immovable rod is it's a magical item, so we do have that. However, you can also get one at the store.
Fantasy Walmart.
Yeah, I just...
$19.99.
I just... If you keep your ears out, just in case it might have been anyone from your group. Because that would be very
I knew
unfortunate.
that people would come to me saying, "Oh, Hilda, was it you guys? Did you do that?" Here's the thing. If it was the Arcane Registry, we would have blown it up. We would have at least done something cool.
All right. Just saying.
Okay, well, are you sure it wasn't you? Isn't flying, ungodly?
No, it's not.
Defying the fates of the gods?
Why would it do that?
Well, because if God wanted you to fly, he would have gave you wings.
He actually gave some creatures wings, like Aarakocras, and you have spells you can fly with. Like, fly's totally normal.
But for everyone else, that's not the God's will for them.
I mean, that's why he gave us wings. He can make things that fly.
we got to use the tools they gave us. They just gonna give us everything. We gotta be creative. If you knew the answers to everything, then it wouldn't make much sense to do anything.
That's why I don't do anything.
Because you don't have all the answers. I thought you saw the future.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, I want to introduce us to the conspiracy board, which is a item that we will be using throughout the rest of this adventure. So we have the 5 different factions, right? And we have some interesting pieces. For example, we have Rayan's company, which is Argent Incorporated, and that will go under the industrialists.
Is there a little signature in the bottom corner that says Valerian was here?
That should be a thing.
But we now have some interesting things, and what we will do is we will update this board with public knowledge. For example, Sabotage. The platform, as we have at least a little bit of understanding, has been sabotaged.
Are we going to use red string?
What?
Are we going to use red string?
We are definitely going to be using red string. So the question is, who sabotaged it? Why did they sabotage it? All right.
Pepe Sylvia.
And then we have an immovable rod. All right. So that's another thing. I wish I will have better notes for these next time. So we have an immovable rod. And that is public knowledge. Now you guys will have private secret knowledge that we will be recording, and like the secret things you had that will not be on the board unless you share that knowledge with other people. You are allowed to do that. So we know the platform, and we know there's an immovable rod used. You can use your skills, your abilities to investigate the scene. You can interview people and try to find out more clues on as to what has happened.
Alright,
So
I like
this is
It's gonna be
the
interesting.
conspiracy board. And this is what most of our campaign is going to be based around. I will figure out,
Only Valerian.
it might be hanging behind me. We'll figure it out with
Somewhere
the
Valerian's
prop
little
design.
chill at the back of his
that'd
neck.
be good.
Huh.
Conspiracy.
All right.
Yep.
What do we want to do?
I think that Rayan is going to be doing the following 2 things. He's going to be plucking leaves from the bush that he's grown in the middle of this public area, and he's going to be using them to tend to anyone who looks wounded, using cure wounds and covering their wounds with these leaves.
Sure.
At the same time, he is going to be trying to feel them out, see if they might know anything about what happened.
If anyone on the platform specifically.
Mhm.
Interesting. Yeah, so you give me you can either do persuasion or you can do, what skill do you want to use to
Well, what
gather
skills will you let me
information?
use?
Insight, probably.
I mean, yeah, you can use some insight or some persuasion.
Okay, let's use insight. Okay, 20.
Luckily, not many serious injuries. And then, do you want me to message this stuff to you privately? Because this is an action you're taking privately. Do you want me to message you anything? Or do you want this to be public knowledge?
Let's do it privately, and then I can choose to share it publicly later.
Very good. Okay, I will send that to you.
Okay.
All right, who else is doing things?
Were you
No,
gonna-
go ahead.
So I actually do have speak with animals as well. I am going to go up to any birds or animals that may have been in the area at the time of the incident. And I'm going to try to talk to them and see if they have any information about who may have left the immovable rod.
Okay, so you're seeking out any animals for that kind of stuff.
Yes.
You can give me animal handling check.
Alrighty. Animal handling is under. Okay. Oh. Okay, she just sucks at rolling. She got a 9.
talking to the few animals that you do find, like a bird, you don't unfortunately gather any pertinent information. They were more interested in fantasy popcorn.
Oh, okay. Okay, that makes sense.
Do you want me to help?
If you could offer assistance, I have always been known to be a little abrasive with the animals.
Yeah, I can put a good word in, I suppose.
Could you ask them about whether or not they saw anybody leaving an immovable rod? It seems that perhaps this wasn't intentional.
Excuse me, I know my friend is a little harsh and a little abrasive, but if you could tell us anything, we could really use the help.
You can give me an animal handling check.
I get advantage on these.
Yep.
Ooh, that's better than I do.
Ooh. Okay, 21 on the first one. 21.
There isn't anything abnormal that speaks out. They didn't really see anybody acting mysterious or shifty around the platform.
All right.
Yes.
Can I walk over to you? You notice anything about the movable rod?
To me, it looks like just an immovable rod, but when I had a chance, I was going to see if I can get it inspected by someone who knows magical items.
I'll put on some spectacles. Well, actually, that'll be me.
Right, here it is. Did you notice anything different about this one? Can you tell its history in any way?
I will try to cast a spell, and it'll be like, pull out like a little notebook. Be like, oh yeah, that's how I do it. And I'll cast Identify.
Give me an intelligence. You can either do investigation or an intelligence check for me. You'll be able to get. I'll tell you about the weapon, the rod. I'll tell you about the rod, but also there might be some other clues on it.
Yes, and I will do investigation indeed. Oh, maybe 16.
Okay. Yep. Do you want to share this knowledge, or do you want to keep it private?
I'm gonna keep it private.
Okay.
But
what does he tell me? Because I'm directly asking you.
For sure. Yeah.
You notice it is your bog standard immovable rod. There isn't anything magically different about it.
However.
So magically, it is the immovable rod.
And like as my eyes were like rolling in the back of my head, be like, seems that it's just an immovable rod for the moment, but looking at this thing, I will take a little bit of the powder and be like, do you know what this is?
So there's a strange powder on the activation button.
I can't say that I do.
Give me an investigation check with advantage.
Oh, sick.
Would this be investigation or history? Not history. I was gonna say
you can do perception. You're trying to
Arcana.
No.
No. Interesting.
Strange powder.
Yeah, we'll do perception. Hey, that's a nat 20 right there.
Hey, first natural 20 of the campaign.
All right, Everett, I have messaged you what you know of the powder because you are able to identify it.
Yeah, and that's what I say. Like, that's the only thing I found on it.
Interesting. As I try and remember if I know it.
Boom. Do you know what this powder is?
Oh, I do actually. This is makeup powder that a performer might wear.
Like what kind of performer?
Any kind of performer, really. Stagecraft, circus, stage fools. Stage makeup is used in many industries.
Huh. And then I will unroll my eyes, come out of the trance. Oh, magic's pretty powerful.
All right, so we got some more public clues here. Makeup.
Does that makeup tested on animals?
I will say.
Absolutely
I will
is.
say. Well. Yeah. If it is spoken out loud at the table, I will say that is public knowledge.
Okay.
So this, even though this is a conversation between you two, unless you otherwise say, let's keep this on the down low, just between you and me, then that won't be public knowledge. But I will default to it being public knowledge. There we go.
I think that the information that I've had, will be shared, and people will kind of hear murmurs of what I know, which is that the platform started moving normally when it first started its ascent, and then after it started ascending, tilted. That's about the gist of what I know. And I would be forthcoming to share that information with each of you once we reconvene.
This last takeoff it had, I see.
Like I said, sometimes these things get out of hand. Animals are a lot more reliable in that sense. Just saying. Maybe you should invest in a giant owl or something instead.
A mechanical owl flies onto Rain's shoulder, and he's like, funny thing that you say that.
Son of
No, it's just, it's little. It's just like maybe this big. It's like a little ornithopter, basically.
Now, knowing that this does have stage makeup on it, it seems I will do my due diligence and check with my performers and my staff to see if anyone happens to know how an immovable rod would have gotten in that contraption.
For sure, because I know that like immovable rods are like your favorite item, but
Breaking the
All
fourth wall.
but you were there with us. We know it couldn't have been you, so like you're out of question there. But yeah, just that's what I found
Do my due
with my
That's all I
holy
can
knowledge.
Also, Hilda's gonna send out her arcane eye to go
Okay.
sleuth.
Okay. The arcane eye, does that allow you to see magical fields around items? Or is it just a hovering eye?
It's an invisible magical eye.
Uh-huh.
Normal and dark vision. I don't know if it can see magic stuff.
Okay. We got McFadden's Cirque, by the way, now tied to the Unbound. That's an interesting thing to go on.
Yep.
With the eye floating around, you don't see anything else like strange. Nothing's really standing out to you.
Okay. Just looking for people acting suspicious.
Suspicious.
I wonder.
Can I make an Arcana check on this immovable rod?
If it was right next to
I
you.
cast Identify on it.
Oh,
It's just an immovable rod, and then we found a powder on it.
okay.
Are we reconvened now?
Well, yeah. Do we reconvene? Does anyone else want to do anything before we reconvene?
I mean,
I don't really, there's not much I can do when it comes to magic.
Yeah. What
items.
is Bramble doing during this time?
He just helped with the animals, and then
Animals.
he probably went to the kids and was like, "Did you know that most raptors this size can carry a child up to 200 pounds?" And he's just trying to give them a lesson on the animals.
They're just like standing here like,
And then you probably notice
Go
when you
Diego.
do the arcane eye, his head kind of tilts in the direction that the arcane eye is moving.
Oh, okay, you see invisibility.
Maybe.
Maybe.
So you guys have all gathered. Baz has the immovable rod, and you shared your information as well. The makeup is now on deck. Somebody's gonna run up to Hilda and whisper something to Hilda. But other than that, do you guys want to do anything?
Besides go question my staff, but I don't know if that's happening right now or later.
I'd like to gain the feat so I can read lips.
That would be pretty cool.
That's actually a feat.
I am going to talk to the industrialists in the area and conscript them to help clean up the mess that we have created in the middle of this town.
I think I will keep an ear out for. I'll just kind of be standing there listening and trying to hear what people are saying and just kind of focus in on different conversations, I suppose. Just in case anyone's saying something nefarious.
That makes sense. I am gonna.
As the industrialists are cleaning up the mess that like the bushes, the plant growth, and the fallen platform, Rayan will also be advertising to people in the crowd, being like, "Look at how great the industrialists are for a prize. They're willing to the industrialists and the members of Argent Industries are able to clean up any of your messes even."
I like it. I
Just
like it.
soliciting.
Sales opportunity.
Soliciting shamelessly.
Near crisis diverted that could have really hurt the reputation of the industrialists back into selling our services. I like it.
Mm.
I'll give one more chance, and then it'll be time to retire if there's any other information or things we want to bring to light.
Hilda's gonna cast divination.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, to ask a question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity to occur within 7 days.
Okay.
The GM offers a truthful reply that can be a phrase, rhyme, or an omen. So Hilda pulls a card from her deck with the prompt, where?
Where? Interesting. Okay, you get 2 words. The tower.
Oh, that's bad.
The tower.
That's really bad.
That is really bad.
So
But wait, she gets it. None of us do.
Yeah, that's your
Tower.
divination.
The tower. Okay, well, she's gonna get out Jojo, who has the stat block of a rat, who does have keen smell still, and she's going to take what she found and get him on the scent.
Okay. I'm gonna roll for it.
He just puts his face near the ground.
It had enjoying all the food of the fair and gorged himself on wieners. There isn't too much. There isn't any noticeable smells for trekking, unfortunately.
You sure you don't want me to help with that?
Bramble, could you come with me? Somewhat private.
Private? Why?
Could you
Fine.
just do
Yeah,
it,
sorry.
please?
Jeez.
It is fine. I will investigate on my own.
All right. All right.
You have gotten a private message. Your director has gone missing. So you take a moment to excuse yourself from the gathering. The director's tent has a lot of valuable magical items strewn about. However, when you step in, you notice on his desk the papers have been knocked to the floor, and a stack of books has been knocked, and a footprint is imprinted on one of the books. Your director is nowhere to be found. It looks like a sign of a struggle has happened. The timing of this will probably be either during the accident or right before, right after the accident.
Okay. Scheisse. This is not good. So this is probably when she will, try and investigate, try and get Jojo on this end, and then probably immediately go get Bramble.
Yep.
to see what he can do.
Bramble, you enter the tent with Hilda, and Hilda explains the situation that their director has suddenly gone missing, has had no communication, which is very unusual, as well as the signs of what seemed to be a struggle with papers and books knocked over.
You don't think he's involved, do you?
With what happened out there?
Well, yeah.
It seems more likely to me that that only happened so that no one would be in here.
Maybe. And maybe he walked in at the wrong time and they took him away or something?
Or they did all of that to create a distraction to swoop in here and take him out.
Yeah. Is there any blood anywhere?
No blood.
Well, there's no blood here, so unless they did some sort of psychic attack, I suppose that's a possibility, but...
Could I roll Arcana to, look for magical residue?
The tent actually has a lot of magical
Magic.
residue, but there's nothing standing out to you. No spells were cast in here recently that would do nothing like teleportation or sleep, anything like that.
And is the footprint human-sized?
Yes, or like a boot.
It's like a boot, regular boot.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Can I see if there's tracks from the boot or...
The tent is very well traveled.
Yeah.
There isn't any signs of the feet. There's also no signs of a body being dragged either.
How good are you with pen and paper? You think you could draw that boot print?
Well, I can do this, and I have the cantrip encode thoughts, where I can pull a thought from my brain as a little paper.
Oh, that's cool.
So I'm just gonna...
Yeah, that'll do. I guess we start comparing that boot print with everyone in Kingdom Grand? I'm just kidding.
This is
that
not
was a joke.
Cinderella. We are not going to do that. Does the tent lead out immediately into more festival? Does it kind of back up into the city?
Back into more tents for other members. You'll have storage. You'll have other members' tents there as well. Pre-staging of magical items. So eventually you do get back to the fair, but the tent's a little bit away. It's not like directly in the heart of the fair.
Okay.
Can you direct me to something of his that only he carries around?
Would there be
a personal item, something
like
like
a
that?
coat or something?
You do find their coat.
All right, I'm gonna smell that. See if I can get a scent.
Okay, give me a perception check.
I'm gonna do guidance as well.
Sure.
I forgot I had guidance. I should have been using it on you guys this whole time. Oh, 19.
19. Okay. You can identify the scent, and if you are near to any sources of it, you'll be able to recognize it. You do also notice inside the tent is a different smell, a smell of sweat.
There was a tussle. That's for sure.
Or it could have been someone who was already sweaty.
Or it could have been something different, which I will not say out loud. Doesn't seem appropriate.
This is not the time.
All right. Well, I've got a scent here. It's going to be hard to follow it through the grounds because there was a lot of people coming through today, but it's a start, I guess.
Are there any magical items missing?
No.
Nope.
That's a problem.
Yes, it's a big problem. And if anyone else finds out, you are going to have a very big problem.
Well, I don't like to lie, but I guess if it never comes up.
It's not going to come up because you are going to come with me right now to help me resolve this issue.
Is there any particular reason why you don't want to let the others know?
Because I don't want to.
All right. Lead the way.
Okay. Could you, I don't know, have your big puppy sniff around?
Oh, he's gone. He's gone back to the forest. Let me see it, though.
Okay.
Can I do a perception check?
You're not able to find any extra information.
I do have a +10 perception.
Perhaps Do you
If
want
get
to
a nat
leave
20?
this here and then deal with this privately
Well,
with me?
I will,
Okay.
and we can even role play. At the end of the after party, the night resumes as normal, and you guys wake up the next day to hear an announcement, either over the new radio stations that are being broadcasted or in the written news, that the judges have been assassinated.
Oh.
And that is where we will end
Yo.
this day's adventure.
Wow.
All right, this has been episode 1 of Before the Dead Wars Season 2. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. We are going to be doing probably 12 episodes leading up to the biggest game of D&D ever played. This is happening springtime 2025. And we are actually going to be announcing the release date or the event date real soon. Hopefully, this episode will be out before the end of September, and we'll have a second one out. And if you were at FanX and this is your first time watching us, thank you for joining us at FanX, and you will be able to see everyone in costume as their characters there, and that is going to be really fun. Thank you for everyone who's watching, and have a great day.